You step on the gas to accelerate. As you step on it more, you go faster. And as you let off of the accelerator pedal, you start to slow down. You can bring the car to a complete stop with only that one pedal. And what I've noticed as well is that if you're on a slight incline, the car will start to roll back a little bit. So I think iPEDAL, one pedal driving, to me is a lifestyle. And it reminds me of when I first learned to drive 30 years ago on a manual transmission. It had that just the cool factor to me. I can't believe no one's talking about that, especially the people in the industry. I would hope that if you're in the industry, you would spend time learning about it if you're wanting to give an honest review. That's my opinion. But especially when I can go through that process and not have it jerky, not have a feeling of where I was not consistent. It's such a gratifying thing. It is like it's the equivalent to me of having a manual transmission and rowing through the gears and not making a mistake. And when you first do that, it feels like you accomplished something new that was insurmountable, something that was just unbelievable. That's how I felt. And then as I got a little bit better, it feels so gratifying. So I call it the iPEDAL lifestyle. I hope Panasonic, I know this is unrelated, but I hope you start making cars, because I thought of, well, what is the best battery? In my opinion, is Panasonic batteries. Yeah, that's what I think is cool. Oh, I did want to comment on a couple of things on videos I'm going to post. Look, I say TFL when they push the Forester up. Look, all I want to say is there's a difference between rally and rock crawling, and I feel like Subaru is rally. And when I think of rally, I don't think of going over rocks and roots and all that kind of stuff. So I do think it is kind of disingenuous to take a Subaru and try to make it a rock crawler, because it's not a rock crawler. I've always seen Subaru as a rally inspired racing company, team, fellowship, Lord of the Rings. Okay, I'm just messing around, guys. But then also the other thing I want to comment on is Scotty and his Model T, Ford having a moment because they're like, look, we're going to sell a $13,000 electric car. Well, I'm like, well, look, if you still get the $7,500 rebate, that brings the car to like $7,000. And I want to see modularity. You know, if car companies looked at it like, hey, I could buy this car and then I can easily upgrade it with, you know, a secondary, third battery and make it modular, I think that would be cool. So I think if there was a little bit more modularity, then that would be enticing to me. But yes, I agree. As of now, if you just have like a cheap car with very low range, electric range, and there's no real ability to upgrade that or do anything more, then yeah, that's locked into cities, big cities. But I do think it's cool. I've noticed now parking garages, you know, the fronts of retail businesses, you know, like fast food and stuff, if those start getting, like, if all fast food chains started having charging stations, I think that's more of a game changer, guys. Thank you. I just wanted to share the iPedal because I'm like, look, there's not enough people doing justice to how cool this is. It's extremely awesome. You know, I'm like, I watch a lot of reviews, and it's not to put anyone down, but it's like when you hear someone say, okay, like, I'm testing out this electric car, but I'm just going to try to make it feel like a gas car. It's like, well, that's not the point. And you're missing out on the people who are looking into wanting to get an electric car because they think it's cool. I'm not wanting to make my electric car feel like a gas car because it's not. Nor am I trying to make my gas car feel like an electric car because it's not. I'm just saying they both have their special, their specialness, and I hope that more people acknowledge that. You know, like I'm fully embracing the iPedal, and I'm loving it. I'm hoping that technology evolves to where maybe we don't waste any power, because it's really a matter of not wasting power. You know, that regeneration. What if that regeneration becomes more efficient? You know, what if you got more than 1,000 miles. You know, when solid state batteries come out, what if there's more than 1,000 mile range on electric? All I'm saying is there's a lot of areas where energy is lost, wasted, because that's how a gas system works. You can't regenerate the power. You know, it's just once you burn the fuel and the engine, you know, combusted that gas, you can't like somehow reach into the air and then figure out a way to pull it back into the engine. And I think that's where electric is not only more efficient, but will continue to show itself to become more efficient and more exciting to me, because we're just at the infancy, the beginning. And as we figure out ways to capture that energy and bring it back into the engine, you know, that's why I think the brakes, like not circumventing, but moving past the archaic braking system where you know, you have a piece of metal rubbing against another piece of metal to slow the car down. I'm like, are we in the Stone Age here, guys? Thank you. That was just my little 2 cents on iPEDAL. I love it. Shout out to whoever invented iPEDAL. I think it's an amazing system concept, not using combustion engine features, but actually creating a whole new system. And I think that's what's cool about electric cars, iPEDAL, battery powers, solid state batteries, Panasonic, everybody, thank you in the industry for making driving and cars exciting for me again. You know, I'm not saying I haven't driven all the exciting cars, but I had cars that were exciting to me in the gas field. You know, I had a WRX and I had a 370Z and a BMW X3 with the twin turbo all-wheel drive. And I was like, I haven't driven every fun car, but to me those cars were extremely fun. And now electric has made driving fun again for me. Thank you.